I'm gonna work like I wanted to, but it's all good. What's up? How we doing?
What's
Kyle's in the
going on,
house.
buddy?
Kyle's in the house. Ken's in the house. What's up,
Yeah,
fellas?
what's up, Kyle? Brother.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Here's our link tree stuff.
Yeah, nice. Man, I let me tell you about what happened today. So Tennessee, right? We booked a hotel for Tennessee and at the Holiday Inn down there for the comp. Decided I was going to add Saturday night.
Yeah.
So called them today to add Saturday night on. The rate went from $160 a night to $230 a night when I called to add Saturday. So, needless to say,
quick, huh?
I do not have reservations at the Holiday Inn no more.
Oh man. Well, you know, I was online looking today because you know, I'm going to take Bub and Jess are going to come with us, and I think Angela's going to come down, and they'll probably spend most of the time there. So we were going to try to find. We like the Homewood Suites a lot, and it was cheaper than that, bro. So I said, come on over to the Suites. It's still in the Hilton family, you know.
Right. Man, that's it. I do my Hilton Honors thing. I try to stay at Hilton hotels for work. The Holiday Inn down there, when I was looking at hotels, there was a Hilton, but it was down the road, man. It would look like an older hotel a little bit. The Holiday Inn looked a little bit newer, so I went for that route. And it wasn't terrible when I was just booking the one night. But man, when they told me it was going to bump both nights to $230, man, it's a Holiday Inn. Like,
yeah,
there ain't a Holiday Inn on earth worth $230 a night. So
I think the suite it's like a 1-bedroom. You got a living room, full kitchen, and then a side bedroom.
Yeah.
So it's like a 1-bedroom apartment. It's like $155. Right. It wasn't in Nashville. It's I think somewhere between Lebanon and Nashville and north, just a bit. It's kind of where we're looking at.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I've stayed at some of the Homewood Suites and that sort of thing. Man, they're nice. They're nice for sure, especially you got some stuff going on. But yeah, we ended up moving about 2 miles down the road, one exit up.
Family.
Yeah. So what's up, Mr. Simplistics in here? Jeff Whitty hollering at us from Clearwater, Florida. How you doing tonight? Papa Donnie in the house. My love, Sarah, of course. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Well, let's jump into it. Our guests are waiting for us. I'm gonna go ahead and bring them on, and then we will get them get some introductions rolling. What's up, everyone?
Hey,
how you doing tonight?
Good. Wonderful.
Yeah, I want to bring something up before we get into this a little bit. So, you and Dave are in a battle for the longest name for your business page on Facebook.
How many?
But I think y'all got him 3, just a little
4,
bit,
5,
just
6,
a few characters.
7, 8, 9. Bro, I'm rolling with 10. Now, come on, I got a decade piece on mine.
I think we're at like 9. I don't have to look, but
I think y'all got him by a few characters. He's got more words, but you got more characters. So I always give him some shit about that, but it was funny. I was writing your all's name down tonight. So ain't bad barbecue, gourmet barbecue truck, and competition entertainment. That's where it's at. That's where we're at.
Man.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So you guys are doing 3 events this year.
3.
Tell us what you got going on.
Well, the first one's going to be June the 2nd and the 3rd, or just June the 3rd. We haven't really decided on the 2nd yet. It's going to be at Jennings County, at the Jennings County Fairgrounds. The county has been looking to put on a competition for a while. Been in contact with one of the commissioners. And I think it's going to be a good show for them. We're going to do it at the fairgrounds. They're doing a whole lot of amenity upgrades out there. So I think it's going to turn into a decent competition for these guys.
Nice. Now they've had a comp there before. Was it been several years back, or what's the deal with that?
The last one I remember was downtown North Vernon, and we literally got a snowstorm and a tornado in the same day. So
Nice.
I think that was the last one. I want to say it was 2016.
Yeah.
They must have had Kyle at that one.
Well,
Kyle likes to bring the
fairgrounds
weather with him.
always.
Yeah.
Or Greg does too.
Greg was there. And
But
I think Greg lost
fairgrounds,
his
that'll be
generator that
great.
day.
You know, yeah. Yeah,
I actually
fairgrounds
think
are
that's where
always
Greg-
nice, man. You always have a ton of room, ton of minis.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they've got full electric. They're gonna have water hookups. It's gonna be an easy setup and go for all of us.
Gotcha.
Good deal.
So when are you all firming up the dates for that? Do you know?
So the 3rd for sure.
Okay.
We're still in the process of maybe doing like a little state competition on Friday evening if people still want to show up on Friday night.
Gotcha. That's cool. So entry forms coming out for that relatively soon. Got something going on? Yeah.
Entry forms are probably within the next week.
Cool. And that will be a points event. We are planning that to be a points event there in Jennings County. So we'll definitely get that posted up, get it added to the event schedule, try to get the teams rallied behind that. Man, I'm looking forward to it. We need more events over there towards 65. You know, little closer to home for me. Back home, North Vernon's not too terribly far. So I'll definitely be there for that one. I'm looking forward to it. I'd like to do a state comp Friday night, man. We did our first one down in Georgia with Dave at the Invitational, and it's something I could definitely see myself getting into for sure.
I think they look fun. I've never done one before. I think it looks like it'd be a heck of a time.
Yeah, for sure. Man, there's a lot of people get into it. There's a lot of appeal to that. You know, you see those popping up a lot more here recently, where it's just a one-day thing. Man, people are coming out and just doing steaks. They're not even attached to anything else. And I think that's kind of the appeal of it. You can get in and out in a single day, and you know, seems to be drawing in some.
Yeah, you can do both.
Some more people.
That'd be.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Kyle said he did a North Vernon Smoke on the Square in 2017, but it was 95 degrees. So
that was the one where they did the KCBS comp. I remember that one. It was in Vernon, in Old Vernon. They moved it. It wasn't a Sibs. They had the professional, and I think they had a backyard on the other side.
Nice. All right, so that's Jennings County. What's the second one?
Summerfest is going to be your next one up, and it's going to be the 23rd and 24th. That one's still way up in the air as far as what we're going to do on that one. We have not decided a whole lot on how everything's going to go, because with it not being a points comp, we just kind of want to make it kind of like a vacation to barbecue at for everybody and still get paid.
I got you. So what's your plans? What are you thinking? Throw it out here and
do something
let's
fun
talk
and
about
different.
it.
That's what we're trying to do. So the initial one my initial idea was, we talked about doing like the Memphis Barbecue Network, how they do you roll in and sit, judges roll into your booth and you sit down and you got to present it. I think we may do that on one category still, just to kind of throw a mix in everybody. But right now I know instead of doing the regular categories, we're going to do just steak and wings.
Steak and beans.
Steak and wings.
That was something similar. We did the steak cook. It was steak and wings. So these are steak and beans. Hey, yeah. Charles did the taco thing where it was kind of a live judging, and it went over really well. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
I remember that. I loved that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a cool way to draw in some people from the community, let them be the judges of the event, get some kind of direct feedback instead of the blind thing. So it was cool. And for us, we kind of did it as a time filler. So you've always got this gap between the last turn in and the when the judging wraps up and you start awards and that sort of thing. So that whole taco thing kind of filled that time, kept the teams around in that area. So when you're doing events like that, that's one of the biggest things. If the teams start packing up and tearing down tents and pop-ups and loading everything into their trailer, and you've got public there walking around. Well, they think, oh, okay, the event's it's wrapping up, it's over, and you kind of lose a lot of that. So that was kind of the idea behind that, the live judging thing for us, and it seemed to work really well. Everybody seemed to like it. So,
yep, that's where
the NBN thing.
We're
So are
looking
you?
forward
I know
to
they do 2 rounds of judging. So is that something you guys are thinking about doing, where you do a blind judging and then you move on to the live round, or are you just trying to do it all live?
We was going to try to follow mostly the NBN deal.
I got you. Yeah, that'd definitely be interesting. I know we're not seeing any of that up here, kind of in this area. So it'd be cool to try. It'd be cool to try for sure. See how the teams receive it and that sort of thing. So are you planning on that just being a 2-meet comp then, or?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then that's part of Loogootee Summerfest. So what else do they have going on at that event?
There at the Loogootee Summerfest, they'll have a band. We don't have a band set down right now for that night, but there's going to be 2 bands playing on Saturday night. We'll have one on Friday night if people want to come. I'm not for sure on exactly where we'll be set up because they're still fixing that, and they have to get permissions from where we were. If everybody remembers where we were last year, that was the perfect spot for us. But this year I have to get permission from that doctor's office to be in that parking lot. So we're up in the air on exactly where we'll be placed there. You'll have your normal vendors, food vendors. There's going to be rides, carnival rides for kids. Those are provided by Lark Ranch this year. So there's a lot of stuff for your families to come.
It was really nice last year.
Yeah. And
that's cool.
Like
the rides were real nice.
Yeah. And it seemed like a lot of people were like Friday night, they were walking through there trying to figure out, okay, what's everybody doing? So this year, like I really want the community to come and be a part of it. I want them to come ask you guys questions, to be more involved in the cook-off.
Nice. Yeah, it's definitely something different. I have not been able to come down there. Obviously, I was a part of that original Compassionate Hands event that you guys had back in 2019, but I have not been able to get back down there since then. So we'll see if we can fit that into the schedule this year. It's a little bit longer drive for me now than it was back then, coming from the Northeast, but we're still going to try to make it happen for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be able to get there pretty easy, I think. I haven't plugged it into the schedule for sure. But I'll be down there either way.
Yeah.
Whether I can compete or just come and pester
Sounds
everybody.
Good. Yeah. Mama White says she enjoyed the bands last year. Good to have those events where you've got other stuff going on when your family and friends and stuff are there, keep them kind of entertained out of the trailer while you're trying to cook and turn stuff in.
Yeah, man. Eagles tribute. It was good. We had front row for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really good spot. Like you said, it was kind of like we weren't really sardines, but we were kind of sardines in that little area, but we were each able to like just close knit in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. And then so your third event, Hog Days, West Boggs Lake. I think I messed up. I put Bloomington in the caption. Dave called me on it. I went back and made an adjustment to it. But West Boggs Lake, yeah, that's venue wise, man. It's hard to get any better than that. Literally right there, lakeside. I can be close enough to see the gauges on my smoker and still throw a line in the water there and try to pull out a fish while I got stuff going on. So hopefully we get a little break in the weather this year. Maybe a little bit cooler temps, or not a Friday night tornado that comes through. It seems to be the thing down there.
Straight
The
line
MO
wind.
Friday night. We get about 30 minutes of pouring rain and hardcore winds through there, and then it clears up and it's beautiful after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you all have in
At
store for
Hog
that event?
Days,
To be determined on a lot of levels, because they just hired the new guy that's in charge, and he's supposed to be getting with us within the next week or so to get through with everything. I do know one thing that they had asked of us was they apparently want food vendors to stay after the barbecue competition for the bands. And I figured that out last year because everybody, after we all loaded up and left last year, we was rolling out and somebody came running and asking us if we'd set up and sell food again. And I'm like, we have no food to sell. But I think what they want is somebody. It's weird. It was a cluster, and I think it's going to be. I think we've got it all kind of lined out as long as the park is on board with it. I know they waive their fees or whatever, but we talked to them a little bit about the people that are wanting to camp, and just kind of maybe doing a one-time deal. You pay one time and that's it. You don't have to worry about calling to get a reservation because obviously the campsites are filled because of the other event that's going on. But they're going to allow us to camp in that field again. They'll just have to pay for their camper.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know that event, even if there's not a whole lot of public there, the campsites are usually full that time of the year, and there's always been people coming over, walking over on their golf carts or whatever, and they're usually trickling in about the time we're wrapping awards up and wanting to pick food off of people and that sort of thing. So, I mean, they're definitely not out in left field for wanting to have some food vendors stay later and that sort of thing. I think the crowd probably supports that, just in the campers that are there, outside of everything else that's going on.
Yeah, and I do know one thing that we are going to do that we're going to kind of throw in there extra is, they've had the car show there the past couple of years, and this year we're going to involve everybody's smoking units into the car show and have a presentation and a trophy for the best area or setup that you got going on there.
I got you. Yeah, they do that down in Owensboro. That's part of the judging down there is they judge the booths and you can get an award for I don't know how they call it. I don't know if it's best decorated booth or what exactly the title is on it, but I do remember they come around and to talk to you about it. The judges ask you a bunch of questions and kind of look at your layout and talk about smoker and that sort of thing. And that's part of the judging criteria down in Owensboro. Owensboro Block Party, I think, is what they call it. I got to look. I got the big check back here. Yeah, barbecue block party. That's it. Yeah. First place, in case y'all didn't know. I tell you what, man, them big checks, that's one of the best trophies I think we've gotten.
I'm with you guys. I feel way out of place, so I'm going to have to work on my backdrop because you guys got way more awards than what I got hanging on the wall. So we're going to have to take some notes this year.
Yeah. Well, Dave definitely can fill the background for sure a lot better than I can. He's been doing it a lot longer, but yeah, I had to throw something up there. He was making me look bad. I had my work thing back there the first few episodes. He come in showing me up, so I had to change it up a little bit.
Keeping everybody honest, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
On the Summerfest thing, I was going to tell you guys. So we're going to do the regular categories deal, but in one of the categories we had decided on was actually a dessert category instead of a meat, and kind of throw the dessert thing into play. I know we did it at Summerfest and it was really cool. And
yeah, we've been to several events that's got dessert. That's Sarah's area. I'll let her handle the dessert stuff. She can throw some stuff together, but yeah, you seem like we always have good participation when that happens. So that I'm sure definitely people would be down on that. You were asking earlier about putting a poll up. Did you guys figure that out, or have you had a chance to look at it?
I've got it figured out. I'm going to put one up there, and we're going to get everybody, see what we can get going for the Summerfest deal at least. I do know, try to, by the end of next week, have the entry forms out for every single one, so we can kind of do an early bird special and get people pre-entered.
Yeah. Yeah, the sooner the better. Get people to block the weekend off and that sort of thing. Get them locked in. That's definitely a good option. So you were saying something about down there about potentially pushing the turn-ins back to later in the day to kind of line up with the Summerfest schedule and that sort of thing. So tell us a little bit more about what you're thinking on that. Let people know, and then maybe, we can obviously throw the poll up, but anybody here watching can jump in the comments and comment and that sort of thing as well.
Okay, so the Summerfest, everything starts at 4. So if we start a little bit before 4, so say 2 o'clock, and at 6 or maybe 8 o'clock. I know that's pushing those that are far away. That's pushing them back from getting home. But I'm looking for the people of it's going to the concert to come over. I'm wanting more. I know there's a lot of on the schedule. There's a lot of outside events going on, but there's nothing going on besides the concert and the vendors from that 4 on. So from 4 to 10, there's nothing in there. So I would really like to have the guys there during that time. That way I've got the people, they're coming over there. They're coming to ask questions. They're interested. They're wanting to buy or taste test.
Right. All right. So is that something, and I know you guys have mentioned that a little bit before. Are you wanting the teams to come in there or you're looking for teams to sell food, or what's your plan for that? Are you bringing separate vendors in, or I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but I didn't really get a feel for what exactly you guys were wanting to do.
Selling is an option. It's not going to be like an everything. So if you want to sell, or Dave wants to sell, or we're going to be there selling, that's going to be an option. It's not going to be like try to shove it down your throat that you got to sell the food. But that's going to be, we would like to see more of them that comes in. I know there's a few of them out there that will. And I know we went to that competition in Tennessee last year, and it was all we sold a whole menu, and it was, as long as you got the staffing to do it, like you guys were talking about before, it's easy. But if you're not staffed
Right.
to do that, or you don't have the capabilities to do it, it really sucks. So if the guys want to sell food, they're going to be more than welcome to sell food, and it's not obviously going to be shoved down their throats like some places do.
Right. Jeff's asking, where is Summerfest? So Summerfest is in Loogootee, Indiana. I don't know how to spell it, but I think if you put LOO in the Google Maps, it comes up. It pops up. It's I think the only place in Indiana that starts with the LOO. But yeah, Loogootee, Indiana, and that happens. Is that in downtown? Is that where that happens, or?
Yes, that's downtown there by the square.
Nice. I tell you what, some of my favorite events that I've been to have been in kind of those towns like that, where you can get in downtown, actually on the street. It's cool. Those old towns like that, we love to kind of be in those towns. I know it, as an event organizer, sometimes it makes it a little bit difficult getting, electric or water access or that sort of thing. Dealing with the different businesses. Seems like there's always one business that wants to complain when you're shutting the streets down and that sort of thing. But really, it makes a cool atmosphere for those events, and it seems like they bring out more people than anywhere else.
Yeah. And what's great with Loogootee is the businesses, they're a part of the Summerfest. They're usually one of the businesses that is right there, the KFC. They're a part of the Summerfest some way or how. Like, they usually have a 5K, and then of course they have their open bar to the public there. But this businesses on the square, around the square, they open up for the public.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's cool. in Corden, where I'm from, where my office was originally, we tried to put some events on down there, and it's just like that's one of the biggest hurdles in the small towns is you've usually got some businesses that are used to closing at 4:00 in the afternoon and that sort of thing. And then, trying to get them draw in, get them involved and that sort of thing. So it's cool that Loogootee's kind of got that downtown business association going on where everybody's willing to be involved and want to see people come into downtown and kind of help all the other businesses. So that's always cool to
Yes.
see for sure.
Yes, and that's a great thing with like my sponsors is I try to get all local sponsors. So it's like you're coming to Loogootee, you are sponsoring them, or they're sponsoring us, but the teams are also they're going to IGA, they're going to the gas station, they're going to some of these businesses and shopping. So it's a great opportunity to all work together.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. No, that's definitely cool. So what's on your all schedule for this year outside of these 3 events? What events you planning on hitting? Where you going? What you got going on?
We're gonna do all the Kentuckiana deal this year for sure.
Okay.
I think we're gonna try to hit the Bacon Fest up again this year. I haven't done it in a long time, so that's a pretty fun one up at Delphi. And then we'll be back down at Pigeon Forge in October for the Paula Dean's Lumberjack Feud Rib Fest.
Right.
And as far as that, I don't know what all we're gonna do. We're still kind of in the air as far as that goes.
How's that event structured? So I know that was one of the events that you guys have brought up several times. It seemed like you guys really had a good time at that event. So what do they do down there that's different, and what do you like about it?
So basically, the way they structured that event was it was a festival. They set it up just like a festival, and you would go into this deal and get your so they give you 5 tickets for your People's Choice, which was ribs. And then you would go to each barbecue vendor there that was in the competition, and they would they'd pay you instead of paying for their $5 for their People's Choice tickets. They'd pay you the $5, and then that money just basically went down into your pocket. It was just like you were vending. And then at the end of the competition, it was whoever had the most tickets that they voted for at the end of it, they would they threw it all back, and that's how they filled out the competition. It was, and then plus you could sell your full menu on top if you wanted to. Pigeon Forge, you had to. They made you sell. You had to have your booth staffed from like 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. But other than that, it was really the Rib Fest part of it was awesome.
Right.
It was all local guys. We was the only ones from out of town.
Yeah. So as a public person, so was it $5 per stop at that point, or how did that?
Yep.
Yes.
$5 per stop. Everybody had to pay. Every barbecue booth there they had to pay at your trailer.
Gotcha.
So that helped a lot out.
Yeah. So what were you giving them for that $5? Was it just a single rib sample at each one that they were getting, or?
I think you got 2. I think you got 2 ribs.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, that's not terrible. Then if you got 2 people, you're walking around as a couple, you're forgetting, both getting one at each stop.
Yeah.
I was curious how that worked out because I knew that was something you guys had brought up that you seemed like you really enjoyed or really liked from that event last year. So
the environment was really cool. The only, like I said, like we've talked about here in the past, and I've seen on your guys on the show before there, that the only thing is when people stop, they want to talk and they want to continue to talk.
Right.
So if you're doing another competition on top of it, there is no time to fill in like that at all.
Gotcha. Well, cool. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Questions for the teams? Anything you want to bring up?
No, I think we're just going to try to put this poll out there and get everybody's outlook on this Summerfest deal and what they want to do so we can get that kind of in the wraps and do everything else. I do know another thing we didn't add on the Summerfest thing is we're going to kind of throw like a trade show type deal into there where anything, just throw it all in there, different booths for different barbecue vendors, whatever they want to do as far as selling their products. So,
right. I got you. Well, cool. Yeah. So those that poll is going into, I guess, the Indiana Kentucky events page for anybody that's interested in jumping on that poll. Follow the Compassionate Hands page. Is that where we're looking at for the event signups and that sort of thing? We're definitely going to share those back to the Kentuckiana page for anybody that's interested in looking. As soon as you guys get those together, shoot them over and we'll share it out and make sure we get it on the calendar. I think we've got the event dates marked on the calendar, but once you've got an event page or whatever, we'll get it linked to that page as well so that it gets shared out there and try to get some people signed up. Definitely let us know if there's early bird specials. We love those, so we'll jump on board for that as quick as we can, as soon as we see those coming out. So outside of that, man, I appreciate you guys joining us. I'm gonna pull Dave back in here if there's anything else you guys want to talk about before I let you go.
No, we're good.
Good.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Yeah, we appreciate you coming on here, and thanks for 3 events this year, man. That's huge. I've done a lot of events, so I know how much work it takes. Definitely no small feat at all to do 1, much less 3. So that's a big undertaking for the year for sure.
Oh yeah.
So y'all need any help, let us know.
Awesome.
Will
Thank
do.
you.
Thank you so much.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can get our buddy Dave back on here. There he is.
Just chilling in the green room.
That's right.
So,
Seems like you get a little better connection now.
Yeah, I just had to restart it and shut a bunch of stuff down. I don't know, man. I'm not the IT guy for sure, so seems like a little bit.
Like with anything, there's always hiccups. We're doing what we can. We've stepped up leaps and bounds, I think, from our first one. So we'll take it. For those of you guys that don't know, so we changed something on this one, which may be part of the reason why we're having some difficulties where it records the show locally at each location. So the playback, if you're not on the event now, if you're watching the playback should come through smooth. That's the goal. We will see after this if it's worth doing or not, because we haven't really had any trouble the last couple ones. But yeah, man, yeah, that's so cool. 3 events there. We got some other stuff coming up. I'm hoping we can get Ryan on here at some point. Talk about Bloomfield a little bit as well. Ryan, if you're watching, holler at us. We'll get you on the schedule. Looking forward to that one. We got it, man. We've got some good guests coming.
Apologize that. Looks like I'm still behind, huh? It's kind of lagging out a little bit. And that's what I was going to say. I'm sorry to Jordan and Audrey, because I really wanted to talk to them about their events, man. Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, everybody watching, I think we're going to cut it a little bit short with the lag tonight and try to get that figured out, but definitely want to join us next week for sure. We have got Craig from Royal Oak, the Barbecue Ninja, is going to be on with us next week on the 20th. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a killer conversation. We got Joey and Drew from Furlong's Smoking Seafood joining us the week after that. And we're working on a few other special guests to jump on and just talk all good things barbecue with us. So we definitely appreciate everybody watching. If you have not already, jump on and follow us on our YouTube channel at KYANABBQ. As always, like and subscribe on there for us. It goes leaps and bounds, helps us get seen. We're trying to grow this thing, so we're looking forward to that. But outside of that, anything else you got before we let the people go tonight?
Yeah, no, man, just sorry that, for the lag and all that. We'll get it figured out. It's, like you said, it's been good. So we'll figure out what's going on, get it fixed. And if it's on my end, I'll get it figured out here too. Yeah,
no, we'll work it out. It's all good. It's all good, man. Well, I appreciate everybody for watching. We like doing these things. We want to keep doing them every Monday night, 7 p.m. Join us next week. Looking forward to seeing everybody. Thanks a lot.